Hello, friends. For tonight's bedtime story, you've just finished an exhausting week at work and you're escaping to a quiet cabin by the lake for the weekend. You'll bring your dog, build a fire, and let the peace of the wilderness wash over you. Get comfortable, take a slow breath, and let's begin. Friday evening arrives like a gift. The week has been long, exhausting, the kind of week where every day felt like three. But now, finally, it's over. You lock your office door behind you for the last time. You walk to your car. The evening air touches your face, cool, fresh, different from the recycled air inside. You drive home slowly. No rush now. The weekend stretches ahead. 2 full days, the cabin, the lake, peace. Your dog knows something is happening. Dogs always know. She's waiting by the door when you arrive home, tail wagging, that bright-eyed look that means adventure. You kneel down, you scratch behind her ears. She leans into your hand, eyes half closing with contentment. "We're going to the cabin," you tell her. Her tail wags harder, faster. She understands that word, cabin. You pack methodically. No hurry, not anymore. Clothes for cool weather, layers, a warm jacket, your favorite worn jeans, thick socks, a soft sweater that smells like home. You fold everything carefully, place it in your bag. In the kitchen, you pack food. Simple things. Eggs, bacon, butter, fresh bread from the bakery, coffee, real coffee, the good kind you save for special occasions. Vegetables for stew, beef, a bottle of wine, chocolate, a pint of ice cream tucked into the corner of the cooler. You pack it all with ice. The dog watches every movement. She knows the routine. Cabin means car ride. Car ride means windows down, wind in her face, new smells, adventure. You load the car as the sun begins to set. The cooler goes in the trunk. Your bag, the dog's things, her food, her bowl, her favorite blanket that's more holes than fabric now, but she won't sleep without it. A bag of firewood you bought last week. Books. 3 of them, though you probably won't read more than one. The dog jumps into the back seat. She turns in circles 3 times before settling. Always 3 times, never 2, never 4. You smile. Some rituals are sacred. You start the car. The engine hums to life. You pull out of the driveway, leave the city behind. The drive takes 2 hours. You know this road well. Every curve, every hill. You've driven it dozens of times in every season. Tonight, the road is quiet. Not much traffic on a Friday evening heading away from the city. Everyone else is going the other direction, toward restaurants and bars and bright lights. Not you. You're going towards silence. The dog has her head out the window. Her ears blow back in the wind. Her eyes are half closed, nose working, taking in every scent that rushes past. You glance at her in the rearview mirror. She looks blissful. Pure joy in something so simple. The highway gives way to smaller roads, 2 lanes, then 1 lane each direction. Trees press closer to the roadside, tall pines, bare maples and oaks, their branches dark against the dimming sky. A few leaves still cling stubbornly, orange, deep red, brown. Most have fallen already, carpeting the forest floor. You roll down your own window. The air smells different here. Clean, like pine needles and earth and the coming cold. You breathe it in deeply, hold it. Let it out slowly. Something in your chest loosens. That tight knot that's been there all week. It begins to unwind. The last stretch of road is gravel. Your tires crunch over small stones. The sound is satisfying, rhythmic. The car bounces gently over ruts worn by rain and time. The dog sits up now, alert. She knows. Almost there. Then you see it. The cabin. It sits in a small clearing, surrounded by tall trees. Wood siding weathered to soft grey. A stone chimney rising from one end. A porch across the front with 2 rocking chairs. One window on either side of the door, glowing warm and golden from, no, not glowing. Dark. You'll bring the light. You'll make it warm. You park next to the cabin. Turn off the engine. For a moment you just sit. Listen. The silence is profound. Complete. No traffic. No voices. No hum of electronics. Just wind moving through pine branches. The distant sound of water lapping at a shore. The dog whines softly. Ready. Eager. You open your door. She scrambles over the seat and out, immediately putting her nose to the ground. She runs in wide circles, sniffing everything, tail wagging so hard her whole back end moves with it. You step out and stretch. Your back pops. Your shoulders drop from where they've been hunched near your ears all week. The air is cold, properly cold. You can see your breath. You pull your jacket tighter and smile. The lake is just beyond the cabin, down a gentle slope. You can see it through the trees. Smooth, dark, still, like glass. The last light of day reflects on its surface, turning it silver and blue and grey all at once. You unlock the cabin door. It sticks a little, needs a good shove with your shoulder. Then it swings open. Inside it smells like wood and dust and memories. Not unpleasant, familiar. This is a place that waits patiently between visits. Never complaining, always welcoming. The dog rushes in past you. She does her inspection, every room, every corner. Sniffing, checking, making sure everything is as it should be. You hear her nails clicking on the wood floor as she moves from room to room. You flip the light switch. Nothing happens. Right, the breaker. You go to the electrical panel by the door. Flip the main breaker. The cabin hums to life. Lights come on. The refrigerator starts its quiet rumble. The heater clicks and begins to warm. But you want the fire more than electric heat. You want to see it, smell it, hear it. First, though, you need to unpack. You make trips back and forth to the car, the cooler, your bag, the dog's things, the firewood. Each time you step outside, you pause, breathe, look at the lake, listen to the silence. The dog helps by getting under your feet and nearly tripping you twice. She's excited. Everything is exciting. You put the food away in the small kitchen, the eggs in the refrigerator, the bread on the counter, the vegetables, the wine. You fill the dog's water bowl. She drinks deeply, sloppily, water dripping from her chin when she's done. Now, the fire. The fireplace is stone, beautiful stone, stacked by hand decades ago. The hearth is clean. You made sure of that last visit. You lay newspaper in the grate. Crumple it loosely. Not too tight. Air needs to flow. You arrange kindling over it. Small sticks, dry. They'll catch quickly. You strike a match. The sound is crisp, sharp. The flame blooms. You touch it to the newspaper. It catches immediately. Fire spreads across the paper, curling the edges black. The kindling begins to smoke. Then it too catches. You add larger pieces, one at a time. Not too fast. Fire needs time, needs to build. You watch it grow. Yellow flames, orange. The wood crackles and pops. Smoke rises up the chimney. When it's burning well, you add a proper log. Not too big yet, medium-sized. It catches after a moment. The fire grows stronger, brighter. Heat begins to radiate into the room. You sit back on your heels, watch. There's something hypnotic about fire, the way it moves, never still, always changing, dancing. The dog comes and sits beside you. She leans against your leg, warm, solid, content. You reach down, scratch her head, behind her ears. She makes a small sound of happiness. The cabin is warming now. You can feel it. You take off your jacket, hang it by the door. The room glows with firelight. Shadows dance on the walls. Outside, full darkness has fallen. Your stomach reminds you that you haven't eaten since lunch. That was hours ago. A sad sandwich at your desk. You barely tasted it. Tonight will be different. You go to the kitchen, light the stove. The burner flames to life with a soft whoosh. You put a heavy pot on, add oil, wait for it to shimmer. The beef is already cut into cubes. You pat them dry with paper towels. Season them with salt and pepper. Add them to the hot oil. They sizzle immediately. The sound, the smell, rich, savory. You let them brown, really brown, dark and caramelized. That's where the flavor lives. When the meat is browned, you remove it, set it aside. Add butter to the pot. Let it melt. Then onions, diced. They sizzle in the butter and beef drippings. You stir slowly, watch them soften, turn golden, translucent. Carrots next, thick rounds. Then celery, diced. You add them to the pot. Let them cook, soften. Then garlic, minced. Just for a minute, until it's fragrant. The beef goes back in. You add broth, red wine, just a splash. Tomato paste, thyme, bay leaves, salt, pepper. You stir everything together, bring it to a simmer, then lower the heat. Cover it. Let it cook, low and slow. The meat will become tender. The flavors will meld. Patience. You add potatoes after an hour, cut into chunks. They'll cook in the stew, absorb all that flavor. The cabin fills with the smell. Deep, rich, comforting, home. While the soup simmers, you cut thick slices of bread. The good bread, crusty outside, soft inside. You butter it generously. The dog is lying by the fire now, on her side, stretched out completely. Her eyes are closed. Her legs twitch occasionally, dreaming already. You smile. You ladle stew into a bowl. Take it to the small table by the window. Sit down with your bread. The first bite is perfect. The beef is tender, falls apart. The vegetables are soft. The broth is rich, deep, exactly what you needed. You eat slowly. No rush, no phone to check, no emails to answer. Nothing to do but eat and be warm and listen to the fire crackle. Through the window, you can see stars beginning to appear. Hundreds of them, thousands, more than you ever see in the city. Out here, the darkness is complete. The stars are brilliant. After dinner, you wash your bowl, your pot. You wash slowly, methodically. Even washing dishes feels different here, calmer. You dry everything, put it away. The fire needs another log. You add one, watch it catch. The dog hasn't moved, still dreaming, still content. You could read, you brought books. But you don't want to yet. You want to be outside, under those stars. You fill a thermos with hot cocoa and put your jacket back on. Open the door. Come on, you say to the dog. She lifts her head, considers. The fire is warm, outside is cold. But you're going, so she goes. She stands, stretches, and follows you out. You step out onto the porch. The cold hits you both immediately, sharp, bracing. Your breath clouds in front of you, the dog's too. You walk down the steps, down the slope toward the lake. The dog stays close, her shoulder brushing your leg. The grass crunches under your feet, frost already. It's going to be a cold and cozy night. The dock extends into the lake, wooden planks, weathered and worn. You walk out to the end. It creaks softly with each step. You sit down, dangle your legs over the edge. The water is perfectly still, black. It reflects the stars. You can't tell where the sky ends and the lake begins. It's all stars, above and below. You sit. The dog sits beside you, close, her warmth against your leg. You reach down, rest your hand on her head. She leans into your touch. You both look up, at the endless sky, at the impossible number of stars. An owl calls from somewhere in the trees, a long, low sound, haunting, beautiful. It calls again, then silence. You sit there for a long time, minutes, maybe an hour. Time feels different here, slower, or maybe it doesn't exist at all. Eventually, the cold seeps through your jacket, through your jeans. You stand, stiff. The dog stands too, shakes herself, ready to go back to the warmth. You walk back up to the cabin together. You add another log to the fire, bank it a little. It will burn through the night this way, low and steady, keeping the cabin warm. You change into comfortable clothes, soft pants, a thermal shirt, thick socks. You brush your teeth at the small sink. The water is cold, very cold. You splash your face, dry it on a towel. The bed is in the small bedroom at the back of the cabin. You pull back the quilts, heavy quilts, warm. You climb in. The sheets are cold at first, then they warm with your body heat. The dog appears in the doorway. She looks at you. You pat the bed beside you. She doesn't need to be told twice. She jumps up, settles right next to you, not at your feet, right beside you. She rests her head on your chest, heavy, warm. You can feel her breathing, slow, steady. You stroke her fur, soft. She sighs, content. You're both content. You can hear the fire crackling from here, soft, steady, like breathing. You close your eyes. The week is gone. The city is far away. Tomorrow, you'll have coffee on the porch. You'll walk down to the lake, maybe fish, maybe just sit. You'll make simple meals. You'll read. You'll watch the water. You'll do nothing. It sounds perfect. Saturday morning comes gently, not with an alarm, not with obligations, just slowly and naturally. Light filtering through the curtains, soft, grey. The kind of light that says early morning, but take your time. You open your eyes. The dog is already awake, sitting by the door, waiting patiently. Her tail wags when she sees you looking at her. You get up slowly. Your body feels different, looser, not carrying the week anymore. You're still in your comfortable clothes. You pull on your jacket, slip your feet into boots. The dog nearly knocks you over when you open the door. She bounds out, down the steps, into the grass, sniffing everything again. Every scent is fresh in the morning cold. The air is crisp, sharp. You can see your breath with every exhale. Frost covers everything, the grass, the porch railing, the car. It sparkles in the early light like diamond dust. You walk down to the lake. The dog runs ahead, checking things, making sure the territory is secure. The water is perfectly still, mirror smooth. It reflects the trees on the opposite shore so clearly you could almost believe there's another forest below the surface. The sky is pale. The sun hasn't risen yet. Not quite, but it's coming. You can feel it. A deer steps out of the trees on the far side of the lake, then another, 3 of them. They walk to the water's edge, lower their heads, drink. Their reflections drink too, mirror images. You stand very still, barely breathing. The dog has seen them too. She's frozen, alert, but she doesn't bark. She's been here before, she knows the rules. The deer drink for a long time, then they raise their heads, look around. One of them looks directly at you across the water. You stare at each other, a long moment. Then the deer turns, walks back into the trees. The others follow. They disappear. You release your breath. The dog looks up at you. You scratch her head. "Good girl," you whisper. "Good, quiet girl." Back at the cabin, you make coffee. You grind the beans fresh. The grinder is loud in the morning quiet. The smell that fills the kitchen is incredible, rich and deep. This is the good coffee, the special coffee. You brew it slowly. Fill your favorite mug. Add a little cream. No sugar. You don't need sugar for coffee this good. You take it outside. Sit in one of the rocking chairs on the porch. The wood is cold through your jeans, but the coffee is hot. You hold the mug in both hands. Let the warmth seep into your fingers. The sun is rising now, not dramatically, just slowly painting the sky. Pink, orange, gold. The light touches the tops of the trees first, then slowly, slowly descends, illuminating the world bit by bit. You sip your coffee, rock gently, watch. A rabbit hops out from under the porch. It sits on its haunches, twitches its nose. Its fur is grey-brown. Its ears are alert. It spots a patch of grass that hasn't completely frosted over, begins to nibble. The dog sees it. Her whole body goes rigid, every muscle tense, ready. She looks at you, asking permission. "Stay," you say quietly. She stays, but it's hard. You can see how hard it is. She's trembling slightly, every instinct telling her to chase, but she stays, because you asked. The rabbit finishes eating, hops away, disappears under the cabin again. The dog relaxes, lets out a breath, looks at you again. "Good girl," you say. You call her over, give her a proper petting. She deserves it. That was excellent self-control. You finish your coffee slowly. The sun is fully up now. The day has arrived. Cold but clear, beautiful. Back at the cabin, you make breakfast, eggs and bacon. You lay the bacon in a cold pan, turn the heat to medium, let it cook slowly. It sizzles, pops occasionally. The smell is incredible, salty, smoky, rich. While the bacon cooks, you crack eggs into a bowl, whisk them, add a splash of milk, salt, pepper. The bacon is done, crispy, perfect. You drain it on paper towels, pour off most of the grease, just a little left in the pan. You add the eggs, scramble them slowly, low heat, soft curds. They're ready in minutes. You toast bread, butter it, plate everything. Eggs, bacon, toast. A proper breakfast. Eat standing at the counter, looking out the window at the lake. After breakfast, you bundle up properly. More layers, hat, gloves, the good warm socks. You're going fishing. You find the fishing rod in the small shed beside the cabin. It's where you always leave it. The tackle box is there too. You check the line, still good. You select a lure, something simple, nothing fancy. The dog follows you down to the dock. She knows this activity. She'll be patient, mostly. You sit at the end of the dock, cast out. The lure plops into the water, sends out ripples, perfect circles expanding outward. You reel slowly, cast again. You're not really trying to catch anything, not really. It's more about the motion, the rhythm. Cast, reel, cast, reel. Meditative, peaceful. The dog lies down beside you. puts her chin on your leg. You reach down with one hand, scratch behind her ears. She sighs, content. The morning passes. You don't catch anything. You don't mind. The sun climbs higher. The frost melts. The day warms slightly. Around noon, your stomach growls. Time for lunch. Back at the cabin, you make sandwiches. The good bread, deli meat. You layer it thick. Cheese, crisp lettuce, mayo. You spread it carefully. Cut the sandwich in half. Perfect. Simple. Satisfying. You eat on the porch. The dog gets pieces of cheese. She catches them in midair, snaps her jaws, looks at you hopefully for more. After lunch, you decide to walk. There's a trail that circles the lake. Not long, maybe 2 miles, maybe 3. You've walked it before and you know it well. The dog is ecstatic. Walk, her favorite word. She runs ahead, runs back, runs in circles. Pure joy. The trail follows the shoreline, sometimes close to the water, sometimes winding between trees. The ground is covered in fallen leaves. They crunch under your boots. The sound is satisfying. You walk slowly, no hurry, not trying to exercise, just moving, breathing, being. Squirrels chatter in the trees, scolding. The dog looks up, considers chasing but decides against it. Too much effort. You find a good stick, long, straight and perfect. You pick it up. The dog's ears perk up. Stick, another favourite word, though you didn't say it. You throw the stick, not far, just down the trail. The dog races after it, grabs it, brings it back, drops it at your feet, looks at you, again and again and again. You throw it 12 times, 24, until your arm is tired, until the dog is panting, happy, satisfied. You continue walking. The dog trots beside you now, still alert, still interested, but calmer and content. Halfway around the lake, you stop, sit on a large rock by the water's edge. The dog sits beside you. You both look out at the water, at the trees, at the sky. A bird calls, another answers. The water laps gently at the shore. The wind moves through branches. These are the only sounds. You sit for a long time. Eventually you stand and continue walking, complete the circle, arrive back at the cabin. The afternoon is waning, the sun is lowering, the air is getting cold again. You add wood to the fire and build it back up. The flames grow and warmth fills the room. The dog drinks deeply from her bowl, then collapses on her blanket by the fire. She's tired, the good kind of tired, the kind of tired that comes from fresh air and exercise and joy. You get started on making dinner, something simple again. Pasta with garlic, olive oil and Parmesan cheese. You grate the cheese fresh. The smell is sharp, salty, good. You eat at the table, slowly. The pasta is perfect, simple but perfect. After dinner, you finally pick up one of the books. Settle into the armchair by the fire. The dog is snoring softly. Little sounds, gentle. You read, not quickly and not racing through pages, just reading, letting the words sink in, the story unfold. The fire crackles, the clock ticks and time passes slowly, sweetly. When darkness falls completely, you put the book down. You've read maybe 3 or 4 chapters. You step outside again. The stars are back, just as brilliant as last night, maybe more so. The temperature has dropped. Your breath clouds thick. The cold bites at your cheeks, your nose. But you stay, looking up, finding constellations, making up stories about the patterns. The same thing humans have done for thousands of years. The owl calls again, still hunting, still watching. You feel a kinship with it. Both of you awake in the darkness, both of you at peace. Eventually, the cold drives you inside. You bank the fire for the night. Add a large log. It will burn for hours. You change, brush your teeth, and climb into bed. The dog joins you. Same spot, same 3 turns, same heavy warmth by your side. Tomorrow is Sunday, your last day. But you don't think about that. Not yet. For now, you're here. Warm, safe, content. The fire crackles. The cabin creaks softly. The wind moves through the trees outside. You close your eyes. Sleep comes easily, naturally, deep and dreamless and good. Sunday morning is quiet. It's the last morning. But you don't let that thought intrude. Not yet. There are still hours and there is still time. You rise slowly. The routine is familiar now. Dog, door, morning cold, lake. The frost is heavier today. Everything is white, crystalline, and beautiful. Your footprints leave dark tracks through the silver grass. The lake is still. The sunrise is orange and pink. The deer don't come this morning. Maybe they came earlier. Maybe they're sleeping in. You make coffee and take it to the porch as you watch the sun climb. The dog lies at your feet, her chin on your boots. Both of you content with silence. Breakfast is slow. Eggs again. The last of the bread. You'll need to leave by early afternoon. Get home before dark. But that's hours away yet. You turn on some music and read more of your book. The fire burns low. You add more wood. The dog sleeps. Wakes, sleeps again. Around mid-morning, you take one more walk, just down to the dock. Just to sit. Just to look. The dog comes. Of course she comes. You sit at the end of the dock. The water is calm. A light wind ripples the surface. The ripples catch the sun and sparkle, endless tiny lights dancing. The weekend gave you something. Space. Quiet. Perspective. The work will be there. The obligations. The stress. But so will this. The memory of this. The knowing that this place exists. That you can return. That's enough. You stand, then walk back to the cabin. The dog follows. Packing is quick. You didn't bring much and didn't use much. You check the cabin, make sure the fire is out and the windows are closed. Everything is clean and ready for next time. The dog knows what's happening. Her enthusiasm is tempered. She doesn't want to leave. But she'll go. She'll curl up in the back seat. She'll sleep the whole drive home. You load the car, lock the cabin door, stand for a moment, looking, remembering, promising to return. Then you get in, start the engine and drive down the gravel road. The cabin disappears behind trees. The drive back is different from the drive out. You're not escaping now, you're returning. But you're different, calmer, steadier, carrying the weekend with you. The dog sleeps, the road unfolds, the trees thin, give way to fields, then suburbs, then city. By the time you park in your driveway, the sun is low. The dog stretches, yawns, looks at you. Home. You unpack slowly, put things away. The weekend is over. Tomorrow is Monday. Work returns. Routine returns. But you're okay. You're more than okay. You had 2 days. 2 days of fire and lake and stars and silence. 2 days of cold air and hot coffee and simple meals. 2 days with your dog. 2 days of peace. That's enough. That's more than enough. You'll carry it with you. Into Monday. Into the week ahead. Into whatever comes next. The cabin is waiting. The lake is still, and the stars are bright. They'll be there when you return. And you will return. Sleep comes easily tonight. You're home and you're tired. The good tired. the kind that comes from fresh air and peace and contentment. You close your eyes. You dream of still water, of stars reflected,